Hello, team. Welcome to another weekly sales meeting. We have a great lineup today. I'm really excited to get into. I'm going to get started by talking about our conversation that I had yesterday with Logan Montashami from Housing Wire. We had a really great 1-hour session. We shared the recording in Workplace, but we talked about the headwinds that are increasing right now, which is we're seeing a major decline in inventory. We're seeing rates go up. And we have additional, political, the debt ceiling issue that's currently at hand that's going to create some short-term turmoil. But the major takeaway was this: is like it's not going to get easier this year. This purchase season, normally seasonality is the cure. It's not going to be the cure. There's going to be less inventory, which means it's going to be harder out there in the market. But the reality of the situation is, one theme is going to be consistent in every market across the country, which is affordability is the primary issue. So when we think about affordability, it's all about what is the payment, what's the interest rate, what's the mortgage insurance, what's my cost to borrow the funds. And right now, 75% of the market is choosing the more expensive option. The data is the data. 75% of home buyers are using a retail lender, are using a company that's going to be 0.5% to 1% higher in interest rate than we're offering. So right now is the time to dial in our communication with our real estate agents. They have buyers that are on the fence. They have buyers that a couple of weeks ago were actively looking. Now they're not looking because rates have ticked up a little bit. It's important that they understand the rate that they were looking at a couple of weeks ago with their retail lender is the rate we can still offer. Those guys are now out of the market. So affordability, price, these are things we have to be more consistent with in our communication. Something I'm working with our internal marketing team to make sure we're ratcheting up everything affordability, cheaper mortgage insurance, lower interest rates. It's a fact. And making sure we're leaning into it is a good thing. Anytime you hear somebody in retail say, you're only good for price, great. Being the cheapest is a good thing. Make sure you leverage it. So just remember, 75% of the market is choosing the more expensive option. It's our job to communicate and educate. It's our job to get in front of more buyers and more real estate agents and help them understand how we're solving the affordability issue, not preventing buyers from getting in the market. So next thing I want to talk about is growing in comfort. This is a big one when it comes to prospecting. We're heading down to Florida later today. We have a big recruiting effort that we're going to be doing over the next couple of days, and we're hosting an event with Barry Habib, our Elevate to Dominate event. I want to talk about the prospecting part of this business. It's not the fun. It's not the fun of 2020. It's not the fun of 2021. When you are sitting there calling people that are hanging up on you, not taking your call, not responsive, that's not fun. But at the same time, this is how we get better. This is how we grow. Each call equals an opportunity. Each real estate agent equals an opportunity. Now, nobody's going to bat 100. That's not the way this thing works. If you make 100 calls and you get 5 to 10 people to engage and have a conversation and potentially have a one-on-one meeting, that's a successful week. That's a really successful week. Batting 100 is success in our business. But you can't execute on the plays you're not running, okay? You can't score a touchdown if you don't snap the ball. And at the end of the day, prospecting is the game right now. We have to understand the agents that we're working with, the people that we're depending upon for referrals, if we only depend upon them, we are not going to grow. And you might be comfortable not growing, but that's not our model. Our focus is growing. Our focus is serving more borrowers, putting more home buyers in homes. So in order to do that, we have to expand the number of sources that we're working with. We have to talk to more real estate agents. We have to be prospecting. I got a voice message this morning from Ravi Patel at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we exchanged a couple messages back and forth. One of the things he said to me is, hey, I already got in my 10 for 10 today, sent 10 messages to 10 listing agents, 10 messages to 10 buyers agents, and 10 messages to 10 agents that I'm not currently working with. Like, that's the mindset. Hey, I'm out there, I'm getting in front of people, I'm doing the +1 with the video, I'm engaging. Now, does he expect that if he sent the 30 messages that he's going to get 30 responses? No. If he gets 3, it's a win. It's a great win. If he gets 1, it's still a win. So understand, we got to make sure we're running the playbook every single day. There are no off days in this market. Less inventory, higher rates means less buyers. That means we got to have more referral sources, more people that are working with home buyers that can source those clients to us. So get in front of them. Next thing I want to talk about before I hand it off to Jay is just the mindset around competition, and this is really a big one, and this has been kind of an eye opener this last couple of weeks. Is we have some investors we're signed up with, and I see them come out with announcements saying, "Hey, we don't offer this product on our wholesale side, but we offer it on our retail side." That to me doesn't align with our value system, okay? And at the end of the day, we're not going to sit here and partner with companies that are not committed to the partnership. So, effective today, I've already given guidance to to Rob Piclo that any lender that's primarily retail and has any type of exclusivity around products or limitations on our side of the business, meaning the non-delegated correspondent or the broker side of the business, that they make an advantage for their retail division, we're not going to do business with. And it's plain and simple. It's like we're all in on the partners we have. We have some really great partners that are doing some amazing things for us, and we want to lean into those partnerships. We want to make sure we're getting the best price. Economies of scale drives better pricing. If we're dealing with lenders that are holding back on product, not all in on the partnership, not all in on the channel, we've got no time for that. And I think for all of us, we can all agree that at the end of the day, the only way to be successful in business is by being all in for our partners, being all in for our realtor partners, and our realtor partners being all in for us. We need to make sure we're choosing the right partners. Every dollar that we contribute to our competitors, ability to, go invest that dollar into recruiting or marketing is a dollar that we're losing. So I'm not going to put a dollar of our business in the hands of a competitor, in the hands of a company that is just going to take that dollar and reinvest it on their retail side, reinvest it to compete against us, or potentially solicit our clients in the future in a refi market. So those days are over. We're focused on being all in with the companies that are all in for us. So UWM, Windsor, EPM, these are the companies that we're all in on, and we're going to continue to build partnerships with companies that align with that. I'm going to hand it off to Jay, and I'll be back shortly.
Hey everyone, Jay Bunte from Fort Worth, Texas. Yeehaw! I wanted to talk to you today about something that's near and dear to me as an originator, and probably near and dear to most originators, and that is having a chaotic, frantic day. How many of you are guilty of, at the end of the day, you look back and you just felt like you were reacting? You were reacting to text messages, phone calls, emails. You're over here, you're over there, you're all over the place, and at the end of the day, you're done. You don't want to do anything. You have to have discipline. Everything starts with the discipline of time blocking and managing your day. So here's what I do to help have a more productive day rather than a busy day. So it always starts with time blocking in the morning. What are the tasks that I have to get through today? What's going to be the most painful task that I really don't want to do? I knock that out first. Because if you don't, you're going to have that lingering in the back of your head all day. Man, I really got to get around to this one task and I don't want to do it. And it's affecting you and it's affecting your business. So knock out the items that you really don't want to do and are going to be the most painful first. And then, and this is crucial. And as an originator, I always thought that I was being really good and I had all this business coming in and everything. And when I started looking at it, I wasn't doing the basics. And so case in point, I use a daily business tracker. Now you can use Excel, you can use a piece of paper, whatever works for you. But I list out how many phone calls to realtors did I make that day? How many phone calls to borrowers? How many face-to-faces did I have? Did I do an event? Did I do social media posts? Things that bring in new business. These are prospecting items that help you bring in new business rather than just reacting to your existing pipeline and never bringing in new business. And so when I started looking at it, there would be days go by that I didn't make a single phone call to a new realtor. I mean, I might have called a realtor about an existing client, but I wasn't calling listing agents. I wasn't calling realtors that I worked with in the past. And when I started doing this, you'd be surprised of the new conversations and the new introductions to applicants and borrowers that I would get. And so having the discipline to say, and you can do whatever you want, hey, on Monday is going to be this day. On Tuesday is going to be new realtors. On Wednesday, it's going to be past clients, whatever works for you. But you've got to write it out and you've got to have checklists and schedules and stick to them. And so my call to action to you is get on the daily sales huddle at UMortgage. We talk about this literally every single day, and you'd be surprised of people like, dude, I know this is what I'm supposed to do, but you don't have the discipline to do it. So it starts with discipline and then it carries through with execution. So get out there and start executing.
Hey everybody, it's Ben in Atlanta. Hope you're having a great start to your week. Today I want to talk about proactive communication throughout the whole loan. And it all starts with us, right? We're the quarterback, all right? And so we have to be the CEO of the loan, all right? So this is how I do it. I am fortunate enough to have a great loan partner. I call her my loan partner. She's not, I hate calling her assistant, but she's my loan partner, all right? And so once I start a file, and I structure that file and I take a complete 1003. I send her the notes on the file. We have a conversation about the file. And then she's going to take that file. She's going to get it to the LC team. She's also going to have a conversation with our processor about the expectations of the file and how I have it structured. Okay. But it doesn't stop there. Okay. Because the communication starts with me interacting with my referral partners, meaning the buyer's agents, the listing agents, as well as the clients, right? It is super important that we are communicating with those people on a weekly basis and updating them so they're not lost in the dark. So everybody knows the home buying process can be stressful. Well, it doesn't have to be stressful if we're communicating properly throughout the whole process, okay? And that's not allowing automation to do that job for you, okay? Don't let Arrive send out emails and you think that's okay. Okay. You can be replaced. And you don't want to be replaced by that automation, do we? Because our paychecks come from loans, right? So don't let automation take our jobs. Okay. So it's super important that we're picking up the phone. We're saying, hey, listing agent, appraisal's been ordered. Make sure you let the sellers know that the appraiser's going to be stopping by. Hey, buyer's agents, want to let you know this person's fully qualified. Disclosures have been sent. File's been sent in underwriting. It's been approved to conditions. It's clear to close. They want to hear your voice because their paycheck's on the line. So if they don't hear from you, they're nervous the whole time. So I get more compliments like, Ben, thank you so much for the communication throughout the whole process. Nobody does this. Okay. So be different. Okay. Be different first, second, whatever you want to do. Okay. But be different. And different comes from communication. All right. And make sure my call to action on this is a lot of this stuff I've learned from the daily sales huddle. Okay. I've been doing it a long time, but a lot of the people that we hear from on a daily basis comes from the daily sales huddle. So make sure we're getting on there and listen to these other top producers within the company at the daily sales huddle. So anyways, make it a great week. And if you need anything, you know where to reach me.
Hi, I'm Kayla Tyer. I'm the Jacksonville market leader of the Epic Mortgage team. And some of the ways that I deepen the relationships with my realtors of more than just being a transactional level is finding common interests with them and doing those things with them. So for example, I do find a lot of my realtor partners in things that I do in the community, like where I go to church, where our children go to school, where my children do extracurricular activities. I also like to fish and golf, and I'm an avid hunter. And I do find a lot of my realtor partners, when we have those same common interests and we do those things together, that we have more to talk about than just the transaction. They get to know me on a personal level. I get to know them more, and we can talk besides just the real estate transaction. And we get to talk about what things that we are passionate about, and we have that relationship that goes deeper. I do have events that I do every month, sometimes quarterly, but I have a coffee, lunch, or breakfast with a realtor at least twice a week. I also have a lunch and learn that I put on either at any one of the realtor offices that I work with. I'll bring in topics like renovation financing, our one-time close, construction loan, first-time home buyer, or I'll talk about products that are kind of outside the box to help them make more transactions and get them to the closing table. I also do a realtor watch party once a month as well, and I'll bring on a guest speaker like Dave Stevens, Barry Habib, or if they're not speaking, then I might bring in an appraiser, a title company, a pest inspection company, a stager, or somebody else in our industry that can talk to them on live on Facebook or somewhere like that, and make it a realtor watch party. I do quarterly happy hour. So I don't necessarily do this once a month because I think it's to be too much. And there's all kinds of events going on with our local association of of realtors. So I try to do my own separate happy hour with all my realtor partners and invite them and ask them to bring a guest with them. And that's usually where they can kind of hype me up and talk about how wonderful our friendship and our partnership is. And I usually will meet additional realtors that way, is through those people that I have those deep connections with. So I do a quarterly happy hour. And I also give all my realtor partners Christmas gifts. That's kind of above and beyond my probably top 10 or 15 realtors that I get all of their business. I buy them something nicer. I do a honey baked ham and I personally deliver it to them on Christmas Eve. And if they're not here, then I do something else. But I do a honey baked ham. And then for the other realtors that I do a transaction with that year, might get something fun, like from Costco. They do garden gnomes or really nice candles or some kind of Christmas decoration. And I do give them Christmas gifts. But having these meetings and having this connection with them really just helps strengthen my relationship, because I can call them or text them, check on them anytime. And other loan officers may not be doing the same thing with them. But my call to action to you would be to go jump in a real estate teams meeting, set up a peer-to-peer meeting with them, and get started on that today.
Good morning, everybody. Eric Rosberg down in Jupiter, Florida. I hope you're having a great day. I'm grateful to be here today speaking about UMortgage's coaching program, why it's important to have a coaching program, and why it's important to be coachable. You can't have one without the other. So I talk about the two E's when I think about coaching. I want to be effective and efficient, and that's what the coaching program gives. It's important to be coachable, to receive the feedback, to get better. James Clear has one of my favorite books, Atomic Habits. He talks about getting 1% better every day. And if you improve 1% every day for 365 days, 1 year, you're going to be 37 times better at the end of the year than when you started. So that is the goal of being coachable and having a coaching program. It's that continuous improvement. Next thing I'd love to speak about is a national sales strategy. And why do we have a coaching program? Why do we want to get everybody on the same page? So the sales strategy is designed, number one, so we can empower our realtor partners. Number two, so we can best guide our home buyers into the purchase of a home. In that strategy, we're talking about destination, direction, and what Anthony Casa always says, we want to be dominant. And we have a great event coming up this Thursday, Elevate to Dominate, which I'm super, super excited for. So the goal, having one unified sales strategy is going to creates consistency, and my favorite word, alignment. Imagine a sports team with a bunch of all-stars, and they're all playing the game a little bit different. It doesn't get you to your goal of winning the championship. Getting us unified in alignment is making us all better and stronger, and it's going to get us to our goal. Next thing I want to talk about is daily accountability. Now, we have some great tools. The coaching program, which I've been a part of, has blessed me with business trackers, lead trackers, time management tools. My absolute favorite thing at 2:00 every day, Eastern time, 2:00 Eastern time, we have a sales huddle where there are the best of the best loan originators sharing their best practice, their experience. So my call to action today for you, time block that 2:00 Eastern time, 30-minute sales huddle call. Get out there and get 1% better tomorrow. Thank you.
Thanks, Eric. I appreciate it. And great job, everybody, on the sales meeting this week. So I got two things before we wrap up. Just want to hit on number one. It's really, really important. I see the conditioning of the market, the way the market is unfolding, impacting people day to day. Consistency is key. You heard it here from Jay. You heard it from Ben Bell. You heard it from Eric. You heard it from Kayla. Like, everybody's on the same page. In order to be successful, you have to be consistent. You have to be doing the things that the other people don't want to do, meaning don't allow yourself to be replaced through automation. Focus on making the phone calls. Focus on going above and beyond. We have to understand every single interaction is an opportunity. We can't take them for granted. I've referred 2 to 3 different clients to Ian Twaddle, Nicole Peranio, that are people that were, waiters, waitresses here in the local market in Philadelphia, that just simply by being nice and identifying that we do mortgages, created a referral. Every interaction matters. It doesn't just matter in this market, it matters in all markets. That's what relationships are all about. Dan Lorenko talks about it all the time. He knows this is a lifestyle. Mortgages is not a job, it's a lifestyle. You're always selling, you're always building relationships, you're always putting yourself out there. So my major call to action for everybody is do the things that you know you need to do, okay? We know we need to make the calls. We know we need to have that extra interaction. We know when we overhear somebody talking about buying a house that it might feel a little weird to interrupt and introduce yourself and interject in a conversation. But that's what we got to do, because if you don't do it, you don't get the opportunity. It's putting yourself in these uncomfortable situations. It's not letting yourself get in your head and prevent yourself from capitalizing on these opportunities. Those are the inches right now that I'm seeing. The winners are winning through consistency and by leaving their comfort zone. The losers are losing because they're stuck in their head watching everybody else do the doing. So we're going to take action. We're going to focus on doing what it takes. And by the way, share your success stories. You step out of your comfort zone, you need a little bit of encouragement, send me a message. I'd love to hear about it. We've got your back. We're going to get through it. By the way, we're doing the same thing every single day. I'm prospecting. I'm doing the same exact thing every day. I'm expecting to lose 90% of the time. I'm expecting to bat 100, okay? It's okay. So last thing here before we wrap up is we're heading down to Florida, Palm Beach for the Elevate to Dominate event that we're going to be hosting with Barry Habib tomorrow. Really excited to see all of our team members, all of our loan originators that are going to be joining, bringing their real estate agent partners. Again, why are we doing this? It's all about going to the source, going to, whether it's LOs that we're recruiting, real estate agents that we're courting, potential partnerships, is going belly to belly. You can't replace the relationship piece. If you want to go out and win, you got to go face to face. You got to be belly to belly. Sitting behind a computer is not the way to win. So we're going down there. It's going to be a great event. We're looking forward to seeing everybody. We encourage everybody to do the same exact thing. You don't have to rent, expensive, hall or whatever to host an event. You could just do it at your office. You could do it at a co-working space. It doesn't need to be that. It can just be, like Kayla said, it's a peer-to-peer. It's getting people together. It's talking about winning. It's talking about the things that it takes to win. So call to action, take action, do what you know you need to be doing. Don't let another day go by. Take action today. At the end of this sales meeting, that's when it starts. Have a great rest of the day and talk to you guys soon.